On November 28, 2025, Airbus, the European aerospace giant, issued a sweeping global directive requiring immediate repairs on roughly 6,000 of its A320 family aircraft, a very large portion of the global fleet. The recall stems from a serious safety concern. In a recent investigation, Airbus determined that intense solar radiation can corrupt flight control data in certain A320 family jets, specifically affecting the computers responsible for controlling pitch and roll, the elevator aileron computer, or ELAC. The issue came to light after an incident on October 30. A flight operated by JetBlue traveling from Cancun to Newark reportedly suffered a sudden loss of altitude mid-flight, prompting an emergency diversion to Tampa and injuring some passengers. The fix: what needs to be done? The corrective action is a software rollback or update, reverting the ELAC unit software to a safer, older version, or applying a hardened patch. This update must be completed before any affected aircraft may carry passengers again. For most planes, the update takes about 2 hours. However, for some aircraft, the fix may also require hardware modifications, which could lead to longer groundings and more significant disruption. Impact on airlines and travelers. In the United States, American Airlines reported that about 340 of its A320 family jets needed the update, out of roughly 480 in its fleet. The airline said it expected the majority of updates to be completed within a day or two. Delta Air Lines said fewer than 50 of its A321neo aircraft are affected, with updates expected to finish by Saturday morning, relative to the directive. Other global operators, including carriers in Europe, Latin America, and Asia, also announced brief suspensions or adjustments to their A320 family operations to comply with the directive. One carrier, Avianca, Colombia, suspended ticket sales through early December because over 70% of its fleet was impacted. Given that the directive comes during one of the busiest holiday travel weekends of the year in the United States, the timing raises serious concerns about widespread flight delays and cancellations. Why it matters. This recall is among the largest safety-driven interventions in the history of commercial aviation for a single aircraft family, and underscores how even subtle external factors like solar radiation, often associated with space weather, can pose tangible risks to modern fly-by-wire aircraft, where flight controls rely heavily on computer-mediated signals. By acting now, before another incident occurs, Airbus and regulators are prioritizing safety over convenience. But the scale of the update and the proximity to peak travel season means millions of travelers worldwide could face disruptions. What airlines and passengers should know. Planes affected must complete the software update, or hardware modifications, if required, before passenger flights resume. In many cases, the repair takes a few hours. Airlines are asking for flexibility. Travelers should expect possible delays or cancellations and plan accordingly, particularly if flying in the next several days. For airlines, adherence to the update is mandatory under safety directives from regulators such as the European Union Aviation Safety Agency, EASA. Bigger picture: aviation safety and solar radiation risks. The incident highlights a broader and somewhat underappreciated threat: space weather. Solar flares and intense radiation, phenomena often associated with the sun's activity, may interfere with aviation electronics. For fly-by-wire aircraft like the A320 series, where pilots' commands are transmitted digitally rather than mechanically, such interference can potentially lead to dangerous malfunctions. As aircraft fleets continue to rely on increasingly sophisticated avionics and software, the aviation industry may face more of these challenges in the future. Proactive recalls like this, though disruptive, help ensure safety remains the top priority.